Hiya, I've got a razor on loan. If any of you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen this one the other night. The Horn razor. This is the Type 15S. Might as well show you the bloody thing, eh? That's it there. So, designed by an Englishman by the name of Andrew, who resides and works in the Netherlands. It's a 3-piece non-adjustable razor. Branding on the top cap, you can see that there, it says Horn, and that's all. The only branding. This is the 4th version of the Horn. There's been an aluminium, a brass, a titanium, and now the stainless steel. The titanium was a very small batch and quite expensive. This isn't cheap. So it's a 3-piece non-adjustable razor. So it comes apart. As you can see, the handle has like a bevel at the top, which fits into the base plate, a la Blackbird or one or two others might do that. There's the top cap. There's the base plate there. Sorry, you can see it's got retaining holes in for the blade and the pins. And there's the top cap. It has like a bead blasted finish, which we'll discuss later. And there's the top cap there. In the box you'll get a little information card telling you the ideal. It's got an optimum shaving angle between 30 and 50 degrees, and basically you can vary the amount of blade feel on the skin. Placing the blade, a few diagrams there of how to do it, and let's see, there we are, 40 degrees is the optimal angle. So it's a cap rider basically, similar to the Carve I used recently from Scott. I'm trying it tonight. So far I've done one face shave with it, and I've just done a head shave with it. And I've used different soaps from what other people have said about the texturization. Even the lack of knurling, there is no slip on the razor, but the texturization on the head seems to cause a bit of suckiness, i.e. the razor sticks to the skin. I found that as well, so I'm trying a different soap base tonight from the two I've tried with it previously. So tonight we've got Ariana and Evans Asian Plum. This is the pre-Kaizen base, which has been blooming for a while. Well, I've got camera set up and everything else. Cracking scent. I used OSP on the head. I used other faces the night when I tried it. Signature soaps, extremely slick. There were times during that shave it felt like the razor was stuck to the skin. So that's why I'm trying a different base with it. The razor does come with a stand. This one doesn't. Andrew was good enough to input feather blades, with it being a mild razor. But it is very efficient for the people on the pass round. I think Jim Henderson's on the pass round as well, so you may well see it with Jim in a few months' time when it gets to him. So we'll get lathered up, and while we're making a lather I'll give you the specs of the razor, as opposed to having 10 minutes of talking shite before we do anything. So the razor has a neutral blade exposure, 0.0 millimeters. Can't get much more neutral than that. It's got a blade gap of 1.2 millimeters for the blade gap freaks. It means nothing in this case because It's comparable to Shave-Wise Feather ESD2 or the pills I used recently. I did use that on Facebook. I did a Facebook live shave last weekend in the Facebook group. That's why there was no video, because I did it on Facebook instead of YouTube to save editing. It was one of those, I need a shave, doing a live shave in 10 minutes, and a few people turned up for it. So if you're in the Facebook group, if you're not, there'll be a link in the description below. So it's a 1.2mm blade gap, but that number is totally irrelevant when it comes to this razor. The handle diameter is 13.5mm. And when it's put together, it's quite hefty. It's 157 grams. For our American friends, there's 25 grams to an ounce. 25.4 grams to be precise. So, you're talking 6 ounces. You don't want to drop it in the sink, because you'll have a hole in the sink. Well, the brush is a Alpha Shaving Chubby with a AP Shave Company 2-bed nut in it. .28mm. So after reading the findings of some of the users on the pass round, the first few users, I think I'm the 4th, I was quite surprised with the amount of suckiness I had the other night, especially with Signature soaps. Extremely slick. Made by Brian from Bolton, not sponsored. However, if you're looking for a good quality soap at a very good price, go and have a look. And I'd actually say it was sticking to the face with the texture as much as, if not more than, the Wet Shaving Club Winning Razor, which has a habit of doing that, but it felt like it was sticking more to the face. So we've got a heavyweight razor, 157 grams, 6 ounces, just over. With neutral exposure and a decent sized blade gap. That'll do. Right, where's my feather blade at? First shave of the night I had 5 days growth, and it was laughing as it peeled them off with the Gillette Stainless Red on its 10th use. It just didn't think anything about it. And the head shave tonight was with a Super Platinum. God, glue bumps on feather packages. Pain in the backside. With some tweezers. You can get one side off but not the other. There we go. I'm not a big fan of feather blades. They don't last long for me. First shave they tend to be a bit rough. Second and third, possibly the 4th shave, if they last that long, they're pretty good. But we've got a feather high stainless. Easy enough to load, goes straight on. Base plate, clicks in, handle screws together. Fit and finish is superb. No overhang. So there we are there. Total height, top to bottom, 103.5 millimeters. The centre of gravity is directly on the handle join to the base plate. My head shave, I found it very efficient, but I found it quite hard to keep the angle at the back of the head. So you can drop down or you can drop up. You can see the shaving angle there. If you look down, where are we? Yeah, you can see the shaving angle. Hopefully. But the shaving that actually went against the grain on the chin, and there wasn't a weeper. It gives you some idea of how mild it is, which for my chin is quite strange. The only other area is a problem under the nose, because the head's so bulky. So it's not the perfect razor. However, if you like heavy, mild, efficient razors that look absolutely stunning, the stand it comes with, which is an optional extra, is akin to the one blade. So the razor sits in the stand like that, as opposed to like that. It's not a bullet stand. This razor was in production for a fair while. Andrew had a few issues with manufacturers, COVID, and yeah, I think the first manufacturer he went to folded. The second made a couple of pre-production models, which is what this is. This is one of the final test models from the manufacturer currently in use. But they couldn't, the manufacturer that he went to secondly couldn't produce volume to the quality that was needed. I don't know where they made. I don't know whether they made in Europe or the UK. But the third time lucky, you found a new manufacturer who was more than happy to take up the challenge. They'd never made razors before. And this is what they came out with. So if you get too shallow, you can hear it cutting, but it's not that efficient. It does prefer a steeper angle, as far as, in my opinion. A bit like the Carve did, like the Pills does. Price, the razor isn't cheap. It's €210 without the stand. And if you're based in Europe, you'll pay VAT on top of that as well, or tax. Obviously if I buy one, I'm not in Europe because I'm in the UK, so I wouldn't pay the VAT. Spoiler alert, I won't be buying one. I was quite interested in it, have been since I first saw the design. As a piece of engineering and design, it is absolutely superb. I know Les, my mate in London, he's got one. I'm not sure, I think his might be the brass. He's had his rhodium plated by Razor Emporium. So if you're dropping that much cash on a razor and the extras to get it plated, it must be pretty good. And Les has some high quality gear. It doesn't seem to be as sticky tonight as it was the other night with the Signature soaps, and that was really well hydrated. Could be the blade. It certainly gives you some audio feedback. You may well see it again in another video while I have it in my possession for a couple of weeks. But very much like the carve I had on one from Scott, can't knock the shave. But if you don't like the razor that's pretty angle specific, which this is, in my opinion, this one isn't for you. The feather blade will be smooth the next shave anyway. Here we are done. Yeah, feels comfortable, very comfortable. Post shave, keep it dead simple. None of your two-phase. The commercial one, not my homemade one. Well, alcohol's got a sting to it tonight. It is a very efficient razor, but it's also mild. Right, quick recap. For this world exclusive, which it has been, it's the first use of the Horn 15S on YouTube as far as I'm aware, we used Ariana and Evans Asian Plum. Lovely scent, based around the old Iconali shaving soap that was discontinued a long time ago. Pre-Kaizen base, but it still works fantastically well. And that was lathered up with Alpha Shaving Chubby with a AP Shave Company 2-bed knot in it, 28mm. The blade was, still is, a feather high stainless. And the razor, this is putting the blade back in the wrapper, was and still is the Horn 15S. A quality piece of machining, it really is. It's so well machined, finished, presented and everything else. If you like a heavy razor that is mild but efficient, it's also angle dependent. That's its drawback to me. It tells you that itself in the literature that comes with the razor. Cannot knock the shave from it in any way, shape or form. Wasn't that easy to use on the head. I didn't find anyway. That's always a good test for a razor for me. Take it straight to the head, see how it shaves. But there we have it, folks. If you have any comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.